Sister Hetty for me.
I did.
Don't you dare snitch. Mr. Brunsden gave me a letter from Ida. I need to go and find her.
Is there anybody out there the child knows?
Allow me to introduce Miss Sarah Smith. Sarah's eagerness and her charitable work make her the ideal choice to act as governor.
Where did you find this?
Harriet. Leave me alone, it's my money!
Oi! I just saved you from Mr. Grace's gang, and that's the thanks I get.
I want Feather taken care of.
Leave it to me.
The name's Sissy, by the way.
Sissy. It's just my father. Is he back, Sissy?
Shh, Lil. Go back to sleep.
I can't.
It's all right. Have some water. Once there was a little girl who wasn't too well, but in her mind she could be anywhere she wanted. Right now, she's on a beautiful ship, sailing to a far-off land, with the warm sun on her face and the wind blowing through her hair. I wasn't far from the safety of the Foundling hospital, yet I was a world away from my friends and everything I knew. But I had a new friend to help me. And tomorrow I was going to find my mother again.
I was just coming to find you.
In you go, boys.
Evidence on Feather. This was found late last night.
From her mother? How did you come by this?
According to Sheila Ormsby, Harriet had it all along, and I was about to deal with her.
Matron, now we know where to find her. I shall inform the constable.
No. I came by the evidence. And anyway, Colonel Brigwell and Miss Smith will be very keen to hear from me.
Indeed, I'm sure they will. After all, these unruly girls are your responsibility, are they not?
If we're ill in the Foundling hospital, we get sent to the infirmary.
Doctors cost money. Sissy says we can't afford it. I wish my mother could look after me. I wish I could bring her back from heaven. I miss her.
And she misses you too. And she'll look down on you with her beautiful white angel wings
I'll be an angel soon too.
That's enough now, Lil. I'll bring back warm potatoes. If I earn enough. Best be moving then. Sound of the church bells near the city, and she can see the river too.
That's what he said in the letter.
We need the Ludgate workhouse then.
Get well, Lil.
Good luck, Hetty.
Harriet Summers. Matron's office. Weekly.
Wasn't it enough to give Matron the letter? You snitched on Harriet too.
At least I'll have a decent future. Cook's head kitchen maid. What will you have?
Her name's Ida Battersea. She's my mother.
That name's familiar. Ida Battersea.
Told you this was the place.
Oh, she's here.
She was. Left for dutiful employment yesterday.
No, she can't have.
Afraid so. That's why I knew the name. My good lady wife helped arrange it. A well-to-do household up in Highgate somewhere.
Highgate? Where's that?
Or was it Hampstead? No, it was definitely Highgate, because I remember thinking it's where my wife's cousin got kicked to death by a birthing cow at the turnpike.
Right. So, whereabouts in Highgate? Do you have Ida's address?
Oh, I don't have details like that, I'm afraid. No one tells me nothing.
Thanks anyway.
Well, best of luck to you. She's a nice lady, Ida. From what I remember, anyways.
So how am I supposed to find her now?
Help me sell a few flowers. We'll save up for the omnibus.
I can't take your money. You need it to help Lil.
You best sell double then.
You found it.
Yes, Matron.
Wasn't handed to you by a child? Or a member of staff, perhaps?
No, Matron. Matron.
I found it in the yard near the railings. It must have blown in.
Nurse.
Well, that's certainly possible. The yard does get quite blustery.
Your good friend. Just a child. On her own on the streets. My question is, Harriet, why did you not tell us about this sooner? You could have helped us, helped Hetty.
There was nothing to tell. I don't read other people's letters. I've been trained far too well.
Really?
Please, Matron, I would never throw away my chances of working for Lady Asquith.
Oh, well, that's a pity, because once this debacle is over, Lady Asquith will hear of the whole thing. Your position will be no more.
No, Matron, please.
Kitchen duty, alongside Sheila.
Certainly, Matron. Harriet.
Excuse me, sir. I'm looking for a certain resident of yours, a Miss Ida Battersea.
Oh, not another one. What is it with this Ida Battersea all of a sudden?
Why, has a young girl been here? Ida's daughter. I was supposed to accompany her on a search. I'm a friend of the family. Do you know where the girl was heading?
Well, Ida's up in Hampstead these days. Nope, Highgate. It's where the wife's cousin got trampled. Oh, that was a tragedy. Anyway, Ida's got a nice little job in service by all accounts.
What's Ida's address?
Oh, can't help you there, sir. No one tells me nothing. Can't think why. Oh. But they both seem pretty keen to find her.
Both? Who was she with?
Some flower seller. He was hoping to make enough for the omnibus. Shilling a ride, they'll be lucky. Wishing you well.
So it seems Hetty Feather is on the trail of her mother, as suggested by Nurse Winterson.
And a most astute suggestion it was, Nurse.
Is there anything of interest there, Constable?
No. No hidden indentations or invisible code as far as I can see.
A letter from a former kitchen maid? I hardly think she's capable of writing in code.
Maybe not. But the place she's describing, I know it well. It's close to Ludgate, near to the river.
How fortuitous. Our refuge is in the same area. I can ask about too. Well, as the constable would tell you, Miss Smith, there really is no need.
I absolutely agree.
Not at all. Anyone familiar with the area is a great benefit.
What about those not familiar? Perhaps if we had a map, we could help too.
We must not be distracted from those still in our care.
Yes, Mr. Cranborne.
I'll pass on the information and start my search at once.
I shall waste no time either.
I have no doubt. Shall we?
Best of luck.
Thank you, Matron. Thank you, Mr. Cranborne.
Allow me, Constable. You might not find your way under that hat.
Actually, I believe Nurse Winterson is going that way herself.
Constable, if I'd had any information as to where Hetty was, I would have told Matron at once.
No. You've been a tremendous help, Nurse. Your insight, your kind heart. We will find her. I bid you good day.
And to you.
Penny each for looking. Shilling reward if anyone finds her. Her name's Hetty. She's wearing a brown frock. A Foundling uniform. She's hanging about with a flower seller.
Hold on. We saw him yesterday.
In the flower seller, she works on our patch. She's a big mouth.
You saw her?
Yes, Mr. Brunsden. But we didn't know you wanted her.
So we robbed her pennies and legged it instead.
We'll have to be clever then. You three stay local. You two head up to Highgate, where the mother's in service. The girl might be looking there.
If we see her, we'll never.
Fetch her to me. Or straight to Mr. Grace's den. I'll look around this patch myself. And if anyone asks, you've not seen me or met me. Go on.
How's it for you, sir? Oh, no need to be rude. Sissy, I'm no good at this.
You spun our little good tale. Why not do the same thing for selling posies?
What? Posy for you, madam. They bring love and luck too. A lady in the circus taught me that.
All right.
Posies!
And nosegay!
Hey, you take skin off carrots, not keep it on. And Sheila, you're in charge of lunch service today.
So I want them peeled properly.
I don't want to see you, let alone speak to you.
Now Matron knows where Hetty is. She'll be back soon. You should be thanking me.
For what? I've just lost my place at Lady Asquith's because of you. And here you are lording it in the kitchen like a mini matron. You don't deserve a job.
Over here, Sheila. Some beetroot here and some cabbage. The beetroot that needs to be boiled. Cabbage needs to be washed and then chopped and sliced. And this is rosemary. Goes really well with the lamb. So that needs to go with the lamb stew.
The red bean true love, while the pretty pink bring untold fortune.
This way you'll soon have enough for the omnibus.
Posies and nosegays!
Beautiful flowers!
Right here. Right here.
Hetty, quick!
Who did that bloke want with me this time?
Who cares? Okay.
Very smart.
Good for selling.
Posies and nosegays!
Fresh Mill Country Cottage!
Posies or nosegays?
Come get your flowers! Posies and nosegays!
Excuse me. Young lady,
Care for some flowers, madam?
tell me what you have.
Well, these little ones bring youth and prosperity. Not that you need it. A lady in the circus taught me all about flowers. That's where I used to live.
In a circus? How intriguing.
I was happy at the circus. But then a cruel harridan called Bertha Bottomsup came and snatched me away.
Such a fascinating tale. It's almost beyond belief, and I should know. I'm a writer myself.
A real writer?
In fact, I'd like to hear more about your life for a story I'm working on.
Sissy!
What's all this about?
My name is Miss Sarah Smith.
And I'm Sapphire, Sapphire Battersea.
Sapphire what?
And this is Sissy.
Then why don't you both tell me all about yourselves? I'll give you a penny for your time.
A penny to talk?
We'll soon have enough to get to Highgate. That's where my mother's in service. Her name's Ida.
Line up, boys, no dawdling, please.
You're serving the boys luncheon. So what do we owe the pleasure?
It's my first one in charge. Didn't you know I'm becoming staff?
Poor Jeannie, she'd be just as bad as Matron.
What did you say?
I'm sure you still will be just as nice as cooks. No, it's cold. That's disgusting. There's a barrel of salt in here.
My mutton stew's perfect. I made it myself. Ugh! Who did this? Someone ruined my stew.
You did. You're a snitch and you can't cook.
At least I've got a job, which is more than could be said for some people. Oh, didn't you know? She hid Hetty's letter. Now she's not going to Lady Asquith's anymore.
Harriet's lost her future because of you. This is payback, Ormsby.
What's going on? Sheila, come. Come on. Harriet, take over. Matthias Frigg, matron's office, now.
Matthias, I don't need you to fight my battles for me.
You look really pretty when you're angry.
You need to get her alone and tell her how you feel.
Good plan.
Sissy's little sister's poorly. They can't even afford a proper meal, let alone a doctor. So Lil just lies there, in the cold and dark. And once Sissy sold her posies, that's where she calls home. A horrible room with no one to care for her.
Have you quite finished?
Sissy, it's not fair.
Indeed it isn't. I work closely with a charity which runs a refuge for girls like you, Sissy.
Me? I don't need help. I look after my family.
But who looks after you? Come to this address at any time, my dear. We can feed you, clothe you, and teach you. All children should be cared for.
Why just me? What about her?
I'll look after her too. You would make a most excellent writer.
I write my own journals. Or I did before I ran away, but that's another story.
And one I'd like to hear, for I rather suspect that the story you told me before is fiction, from beginning to end.
What do you mean?
She means she knows you're telling a pack of lies?
It's Hetty, isn't it? Not Sapphire.
How do you know that?
I recognized you by your Foundling uniform at once. I'm the new governor of the hospital.
You tricked me.
The police are looking for you, Hetty. You don't belong here.
No, I'm not going back there. You can't make me.
Don't be alarmed, my dear.
I've told you I'm not going back there.
I know you don't want to go back, but Miss Smith is right. Think about it, Hetty.
Cab!
You can't sell my flowers forever. And the streets aren't a place for a girl like you.
She's right, young lady. You can go the easy way, or you can go the hard way walking back with me.
Both lead back to the Foundling Hospital.
This way, Miss Smith.
Use this to get Lil, Doctor. And look after yourself.
Bye, Hetty.
Bye, Sissy.
See you around, Sapphire.
I am sorry, my dear, but there are some rules which must be obeyed. For your own safety.
But I won't be safe there. Matron put me in detention and she'll send me to a mill somewhere. I'll never see Ida again.
Do you know the punishment your behaviour warrants?
I only did what Sheila deserved, Matron.
You're answering back now. That is another black mark.
But she's messed up everything for Harriet.
Sheila's information was vital in our search for Hetty. Which leaves me with only one choice. Find out who smuggled in that letter to the hospital. And I will make sure that Harriet keeps her job with the Asquiths.
Harriet. Matron's offered me a deal. If I tell her who gave you Ida's letter, you get to keep your job at the Asquiths.
What will you do?
It's up to you. You can fight your own battles. Whether you choose to tell on Nurse Winterson or not, I'll be here if you need me.
Tell on Nurse Winterson? I'd rather work in a scullery all my life.
Please, Miss Smith, let me go.
Finding your mother could ruin everything.
Well, she sent me a letter. She wants to be with me.
If her employers found out she had an illegitimate child, she would lose her job.
Please, Miss Smith, please.
Hetty, This is where you belong and where you must return.
Come in.
Our worries are over, Matron.
Please excuse us unannounced, Matron.
Wherever was she found? Not in the hands of a street gang, I hope.
Far worse.
Worse?
Never in my life have I seen a child held in such shocking circumstances. Once Hetty discovered her mother was no longer at the workhouse, she, of course, planned to return. She wandered back through Regent's Park. There she was captured by a band of brigands who smuggled her into an attic where they intended to ship her overseas.
I see.
I heard her screams among the slum dwellings, and I rescued her. She begged to be brought back, Matron. She was most afraid.
Scared for my life, Matron.
And a child who has suffered such trauma mustn't be confined or left alone in the dark. Punishment is not the way forward.
Punishment? Never.
Yes?
Constable? Is it true that Hetty Feather's back?
Safe and well.
Yes, it's most excellent news.
So what happened? Did you fight off them ruffians at the workhouse with your bare hands?
Well, I have to admit...
You're so brave.
I have to admit it was Miss Smith who found her. Without her assistance, I don't know how it would have turned out.
You're still my hero.
Nurse Macclesfield, boys' dorm immediately.
Oh.
Well, thank you for your help, Constable.
Nurse, I owe you thanks too. And if it's to your pleasing, maybe I could call again and check all is well.
I really don't think there'll be any need.
It would be most appreciated by the governors and matron. I hope to see you again soon, Constable.
Yes, well, we really are very busy here, so if you wouldn't mind, I shall escort you out.
How's your jewels?
Cupid, do your magic.
Harriet. Good news at last.
She's back.
I'm sorry about everything. Friends?
Always. Who cares about a silly job?
Matthias Greg? Get it.
To be honest, she's not really your type. She's too tall.
Boys!
Hetty!
Sit. Harriet, report to my office tomorrow.
Why? What's Harriet done?
Harriet withheld information as to your whereabouts. For such dishonesty, she will lose her position with Lady Asquith unless she reveals how she came by the letter.
I'd have pushed it through the gate. I picked it up. But it blew away.
Then I found it, just like I told you, Matron.
Really? In that case, the girl's position should stand. May I write to Lady Asquith myself and assure her of Harriet's character? Our families are great friends.
Thank you, Miss Smith.
How very kind. Shall we?
Well, did you find her? Tell us everything. What happened?
Elizabeth, don't be nice to me. Doesn't suit you.
Don't worry, Feather. Now you're back, we'll be just as mean as ever.
How did Matron find out about the letter? Sheila.
What, you didn't really think I wouldn't snitch, did you?
Welcome back, Hetty. I'm so pleased that you're here. I can keep my eye on you. You'll be safe with me.
I was back. Nothing had changed. Sheila was still a snitch, and Matron was still a threat. Today was full of surprises. I'd expected to find Ida and hadn't. I thought I'd never come back to the hospital, and here I was. But the person I thought was an enemy turned out to be a friend and a writer. With Miss Smith on my side, I would be able to face whatever Matron had planned for me.
One of Mr. Grace's girls has escaped.
Well, I saw you sneaking around last night. Since when were you a snitch?
She has the book. It's got dirt on everyone.
She's here, we'll find out.
The constable's here. If he finds Jess for all these stolen goods, she can go to prison.
Told you they were up to something.
Where is she? I know she's here.
Is there a problem, Matron?
Nothing unusual around here today?
Run! Just run!